Marty, do we need to change mine here?
Yes, we did do a void and reissue on you, Fred.
Well, let's go to page 15 of the finance statement there, please. Fred is supposed to, Fred Curry is scheduled to get $212. And we want to change that to what, Fred?
190.72.
190.72. We could make that change. Mathematician,
What was the original number?
it was $212, Jeff. We're going to 190.72.
That's a 21.28 less.
Fred already knows, 21.28 less. Ahead of it.
Now, what'll happen on our,
Okay, now listen, so this, how is that going to change our total, our $438,000?
542, 438, 542.07.
Say that again, Fred, 438,
542,
542.
07.
Yes, I don't know, you're going to get knocked out of this finance job.
I'm just going home.
Okay.
What happened? I had to pay my own room up there at the motel, the school. And then when,
And he was not a happy camper.
Everybody has their year.
but my mileage was a little, somebody was a little generous with me, put my mileage in. I thought it before.
Okay. So
now let me
this-
tell you what happened. You'll see Fred's check on the next group of checks to be approved. He will be on there for his new amount. Okay?
Well, didn't we just do that just now?
Now, all we did was, that check is voided. That check that's on our list, that is actually
$212.
void. Yeah, it's void out. It's
Why?
void.
Well, but by what we just did, by voiding that 212 and making 190.72, why can't you write him a 190.72, because we just approved it?
I did, but it's gonna come through with the next batch of checks that you guys
So no,
approved.
we need to reduce the approval of payment of bills by $212.
Yeah,
We just did
that's
that,
right.
didn't we?
Is that what you did?
No,
You
no.
subtracted 212? Oh.
So we subtracted the difference of 212 and 190.72, whatever that was. We
Bertie says that's wrong, though. You have to subtract the total amount of the check, and then the
Yeah.
190.72 will be.
Yeah, 'cause that's gonna
out
be
of the next
voided
one.
out.
Yeah.
That 212 is voided. You're gonna get a new group of checks to approve that's gonna have the 190 some in it. So really, we need to void the whole 212.
Well, I guess that's right, but I don't see the difference, because maybe it's a finance thing.
Well, just 'cause you know-
We've changed the amount, we changed the total amount we've approved, so
Yeah.
if you voided the 212, and we've just approved the 190.72, but
But it's gonna come in, you're gonna have to approve it again, is the problem. And on the next group of checks you get, you're gonna have 197 to approve for Fred.
why are we approving it tonight then?
Well, we probably just should just strike the 212. We should just strike that
Okay,
out.
just void the 212.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not a finance person.
Well, see, you're thinking about it, it'll make sense.
No, it doesn't.
That's that new math, Priestley.
That's the core of math.
That's common core.
All right, so
math.
now, what is our amount that we're actually going to approve then? It's going to be
438, 351, 35.
438, how much, Jeff?
351,
351, how much?
335 cents.
35 cents. Everybody get that? More importantly, Brenda, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the new amount for the total invoices. Okay, everybody all right on that? Okay. Any other questions for finance for Bert? If not, call for question. All in favor of the finance items? Is that all yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to personnel. May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Mr. Curry made a motion, Mr. Wilson seconded. Chris is going to talk about it.
Okay. Section A is employment of short and or a long-term substitute professional personnel. Section B is for the employment of professional personnel pending the issuance of out-of-field authorization. Section C is employment of substitute service personnel. Section D is the employment of service personnel pending the return of a regular employee. Section E is transfer of service personnel. Section F is employment of parent educators. Section G, employment of extracurricular athletic personnel. Section H employment of extracurricular, professional, and service personnel. What section am I on?
This is
HI.
HI.
Section I is a leave of absence. Section J is resignation and or retirement, and it's noted underneath the effective date. And then reclassification of service personnel for the following, per West Virginia Code 18A-4-8, 10B, April Bird and April Bradmore. Any questions?
Question? Okay, if not, then the call for question for the personnel items, on all those favor?
Yes.
All yes. Okay. We're down to comments and concerns. Before Trish starts, does any board member have any comments or concerns? Okay.
Well, I don't, one thing, I think we should recognize the band for the job they did down at Capitol Middle a couple of Saturdays ago.
Grand champions.
Yeah, grand champions are the big.
Yes.
Let me ask you, are they competing AAA? Or, I mean,
That I can't
are they
answer, sir.
competing against Midland and Huntington High? They're not, are
No,
they?
no, they've been, I don't know how they do that, Carol, now they decide which division they're in.
We have to get that clarification, but they do take each band and they put them in a certain division.
According to the number of members, is that?
That's
Accurate, yes.
That's how it's.
That's what they do. All right, I agree. I saw, like everybody else, saw on Facebook, and I liked it real, but didn't care. Anything else from any of the board? Okay, Trish.
Okay, first, I want to go out of order a little bit. The second bullet, the truancy information and ranking, and I know you all saw and probably heard on the news and in the newspaper about the difference in the Jefferson ranking versus the McDowell County, I think. And of course, you all wanted to know, and I asked for the report. Mr. Pritchard stumbled across this report, actually. We are second lowest in the state. We're right behind Jefferson County at 12.27%. This is the number of students with 5 or more unexcused absences. So I think that we've done a really good job, and I want to say that the dropout prevention through a grant that Mr. Linville has, and they have hired mentors for at-risk students, for each school. They make contact with parents, students that are, looks as if they may be in jeopardy, for various reasons, and so the truancy percentage is very low. I'm very
What was
pleased
in
with
the
it.
headlines? Is that 1 out of 3? Is that?
I don't recall.
Is that what it was? I mean, that's what caught my eye. I mean, it was 1 out of 3 West Virginia students are truant. You wonder why some have difficulty achieving when they,
When they're not there.
extraordinary number. Do you all know right off, does that take into account the kids that leave early also, or is it just in the morning? I know that.
This would be just the number of 5 or more unexcused absences.
Oh, that
when-
doesn't, so it's not really, oh, that's just truant, that's not being late for school
No,
or anything, just
no,
not.
this is it.
Okay.
Yes. Looking at establishing a date for employee recognition. If you all would look at your calendar and give me some ideas. This is when we bring in Teacher of the Year, Service Personnel of the Year, any other teacher that has received a recognition from the state or.
Give us a hint as to when you are saying next month.
We'd like to do it soon. We normally have done it by this time.
Is this for 2014? I mean, for last year?
Yes.
Can Did you want to do it in conjunction with the board meeting?
I think so. We've done that before.
When do we have the SYC for LCHS? Is that November?
I think we go to Hearts on the 21st.
We go to Hearts this month. When do we have, what I'm thinking of, we would meet over there and we'd probably be using the auditorium, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Or we could do it here.
Do it here?
If
Okay.
you like, we could do it.
Oh, okay.
We might be meeting, LSIC this year might be meeting at Hamlin instead of high school. We try to alternate.
Fine.
I don't have mine. in front
How
of me.
many?
It's December 16th at Hamlin.
What was it, Sean?
December 16th at Hamlin.
That's a little bit late.
That's small enough.
Is it, how many individuals did we count?
Last year, it was only 8 or 10. And then there were a few carryover students that we had that we hadn't recognized in the spring program. as I recall.
What about the 28th? If we want to have it here.
Well, we'll be in Hearts. So you're saying the 28th of October?
If we can have it here at this site, the 28th, maybe reduce the agenda a little bit.
We have a hearing that evening. We have
Yeah,
it set
maybe.
right now for 7. The personnel hearing. Mr. Baker could be here at 5. We could do this employee recognition right here at 5. Then we could have some refreshments for everyone. Then have the regular board meeting.
I don't think that the particular food,
If we could have it early, it'd be better for the employees. They wouldn't, have to stand around a long time after work.
Okay, I think everybody seems to think the 28th at 5 would be all right.
And then the next item, want to talk about early dismissal, and this should say 1 time per month for 2 hours.
Explain that to us, please.
Okay. Remember, in the years past, the last couple of years, we've brought the students in an hour like every Wednesday for the teachers to be able to meet, look at the test data, meet as a group, whether it's in departments, whether it's grade levels, whether it's vertical grades, looking at the strategies, talking about school improvement, and all the different things that we have going on. So we're just asking for, because of the bank time that we are banking with each school, to be able to utilize some of that time, 1 time a month, dismiss the students for 2 hours so that the teachers can get together and look at the professional development that they need, or that's a time that we can provide some professional development for them in these areas for improvement. Now, we thought about what happens if we get into the winter and if we have a lot of snow. We would forego that a month or 2 months of what we would need to have the students in.
How much time are we banking from? I know it differs per school.
Mr.
Oh, well, we're
Estes.
only as strong as our weakest school, which right now is Ranger. Ranger makes the least amount of instructional time. But cumulative for the year, we're looking at about 12 days that we have district-wide that we can use.
And that's based on Ranger being the.
Right. But you care if I interject here?
No.
I mean, this concern actually, it's born out of conversations we've had with our principals. The challenge that they're having, trying to find opportunities for their teachers to meet, plan, collaborate in their leadership teams, their priority school teams at the high school and Midway Elementary, as well as those professional learning communities that we have in place. It's also born out of conversations we're having with the State Department in terms of finding time within the schedule, within the day, for these meetings to take place per requirement. These meetings happen as a result of being deemed a priority school or a focus school. So we've had some discussion here that we feel like we are banking enough time that we could do this initially, as Mrs. Lucas pointed out, as we get into the winter, when we see what kind of weather we're going to have. Hopefully the experts are wrong. But if we see that we're going to have a lot of equipment, whether it be out or snow, then we can back off and
So
stop.
how, back last year or two, we had those earlier Wednesdays when we came in later and did it. We weren't permitted to do that this year because
Well, with the new calendar requirements and constraints, there's concern that we wouldn't be making enough time to do that every Wednesday. So, we're instead of 4 hours a month, we're talking 2 hours a month. And there's only basically 8 months left at this point.
then what would happen, if it looked like you didn't have adequate time, you'd have to say.
And we can just stop and say we're not going to do it anymore. And then the loss of the 5 faculty senate days. I mean, those were opportunities for principals to meet with their teachers and do some of this work that is now gone.
I mean, to me, it sounds like if necessary, you need this time, regardless of whether it eats into the bank time, maybe even at the expense of having to add school days at the end of the year. I mean, what you said a moment ago is some of these meetings are required, not desired. They're required, and there has to be time to conduct those meetings at the priority and focus schools, right?
That's right.
I think everybody agrees that there's a need for them.
And teachers are required to attend,
Oh, yes.
and you keep it rolling.
But we've not really, gotten into this very deep because we wanted to have a conversation with you all first before we kind of, got down to the nitty-gritty of what it would look like, what day of the month it would happen,
One day a month for 2 hours is in the scheme of things.
I mean, it's basically two of the 12 days that we're set to bank right now.
That's what we're saying, that's right.
Well, that's a need for us to do. I think everybody can
Just
do
a
it.
nod, I don't think we need to
Yes.
vote.
Well, I mean, you're all
Go
going to
for it.
decide what you think's the best day and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But we didn't want to talk with principals, and as Mr. McKipp said, go forth with any.
I'll throw this out, I don't think Friday'd be a good day.
No, we'll try.
Why not?
We may look at Wednesday.
Just
That
like we
sounds
did
good.
before, except it'd be. The next one being establishing a date for curriculum work session. I know y'all talked about wanting to know more about the curriculum and,
We talked about a day separate from a regular meeting. Separate.
Work session.
Right, that's what I mean, not tied to a board meeting, so we can just concentrate on that, right?
yes.
Do you have any ideas, Jeff, as to the length of such a session? 3 to 4 hours?
Maybe 2 hours. Max.
Evening,
That's up to you all.
make it easier for Mr. Baker, probably, was an evening.
Well, Tuesday evenings,
It's not a good day.
and they are not good days for me right now.
Okay.
Because we're having meetings three days a week, and that's costing me 2 days a week with my kids, so.
Tell us the day is good for you.
Yeah, good day.
We're pretty flexible.
And
Wednesdays, Thursdays. Wednesdays, Thursdays are great.
That's the time.
Thursday might be best.
Huh?
Thursday, good.
Yeah, I prefer Thursday. That's what Mr. Baker makes fine.
Thursday's okay.
Typically,
We need to look at some dates and give it
Okay,
to
send
them
them out,
and send them out, that they'll be on a Thursday and we'll let you all choose.
And I don't think it's real urgent that we do it again.
We have to need to do it, we need to do it for January, February.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to make some changes.
Sometime by November or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Get into Christmas.
yes.
That you all get like Christmas.
Now, of course, for me, unless you don't have something else, the legal updates, we need to go to session.
We kind of figured that, didn't we?
I was trying to get through this other stuff, Sean.
That's all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
3 sections.
It doesn't hurt it.
No.
Bertie, you have to stay, sorry.
Oh, I do. Okay.
He's got some.
Uh-oh. I'm
Then
gonna
you
sleep
wait.
right out of here, didn't I?
Trish, you can stay away
Huh?
from last weekend, November, first weekend.
I can answer that. Thank you very much.
It's tree